Moccasin. That's fam bound, we gon' let them guns blow. My cousin got that 30 and it don't jam. But free my cousin, JJ fucked up in that jam. This gold on me like I played for the rounds. It's mask up like we hitting in the sand.
Duval County, baby.
So I'm hitting with them grounds. I'm plugged in, so I got it on demand. You talking cash, then I need it on demand. No shawty low, but bitch, I feel like I'm the man. Pussy, bitch, I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth, nigga. Bitch, I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth.
What's going on, Duval? Welcome to the official first episode of Forecast. I got my brother Keoni here, and we're gonna get into it with y'all. That was Circle Boy Reed, Landaville. Going forward with the podcast, I will be having whoever the guest is pick a local song to start off the episode with. So be prepared for that if you want to come on the podcast. All right. Today, me and Keoni, we actually ended up linking up to get breakfast out in Avondale at the Fox. Yep. That shit was big bussin'. Just so you know, if you go to the Fox and you walk in there and try to go to the bathroom, the doorman is going to come get you and make sure you're eating there, because if you're not eating there, you can't use the bathroom, bro. But he was cool, great service, great vibes. Yeah. I really enjoyed the food, and that's another thing that I want to implement with people I'm having on here. If you have somewhere that you want to link up and we could eat before or even after, please let me know. Definitely down to do that. I love eating, love supporting local businesses. How you feeling today, Keoni?
I'm doing good, man. It's a beautiful day outside. Sun is shining, man. Can't complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Did you enjoy the Fox today?
Oh my God, it was so good. Just a good variety of everything. Like I said, ended with the fruit. Couldn't go wrong with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We split a biscuits and gravy. That shit was busting. The biscuits were very, very fluffy. The gravy was really good. I've had better gravy, but I'm also from the South. And, like, my girl make that shit from scratch. So, like, that's biased. Same thing with the meatloaf. It's biased. That's what I had. I had a meatloaf sandwich. I mean, what you had again?
I had the Ortega omelet, which was like the chorizo.
That's right.
The black bean peppers.
Yeah, that's what I thought set that bitch off, was black beans. I like black beans. Yeah. I feel like black beans can go with anything. Like, anything. And I'll throw black beans in my oatmeal. I'm playing. But yeah, man, so for those of y'all that don't know Keoni, I'm going to let Keoni introduce himself and what kind of creative work he does.
All right, what up, y'all? It's Keoni and CuhLilWoe here. I'm a photographer. I've been doing that in, my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida for about, 15 years now.
Duval County, baby.
Yeah, photographer, skateboarder. I don't know what else I do. I just try to get it in, try to, whatever it is to better myself. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. That's the type of time I'm on right now, is discipline and making the right choice.
Yeah.
And the right choice doesn't always have to mean the healthy choice or the proper choice. It's whatever's the right choice for you in that moment. Sometimes you might need to sit the fuck down and just enjoy some entertainment. Or just put some music on and just relax. Like, you don't always got to be in motion. That's what I'm trying to learn. And what happens to me when I do that is I overbook myself and I have too much going on from this time slot to this time slot. And
another big thing, you don't always got to have it figured out right away. That's the big thing. A lot of people put so much pressure on, like, oh, I have to have this figured out by this time. No, you don't. Who's putting that criteria on you? It's you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because the only way you're going to figure something out is just by doing it. And, like, the first time you got on a bicycle, you didn't take off. The first time you got on a skateboard, you ain't do an ollie. Like, that's not how it works. So, like, and I think as we get older, we learn how to do things, and we keep doing those things we already learned. So we're very skilled in those things. Like, very basic to say, but walking and talking. Yeah. Like, bro, when you were a baby, you were not able to just start talking out of nowhere. Like, it took time, and, like, your parents were frustrated waiting on you to start talking, waiting on you to start walking, and now you just do it effortlessly, and that's how everything can work. Like, when I first started making beats, y'all don't want to hear them. Like, you really don't. Like, I don't want to hear them. But now, like, I'll have people over here, and we in the studio, and I got other producers. They're very talented, but we just work different. I sit down and within 10 minutes, like there's a completed beat there, and like we could finalize that, and somebody could rap over it and put out a song. And that's just how I've learned to work. Now, with that, a lot of my stuff may sound very similar. That just shows that I built a formula, and it's okay. And like he said, you don't got to have it all figured out. Like you also don't have to like always be different. Like once you find your format, like you with photography, like you could see another photographer that does some crazy shit. Like somebody I like to use is like Javier, because Javier has his like unique style. And like when I see his style anywhere else, I'm like, bro, that's like inspired from Javier, bro. Like I can tell. And I'm sure sometimes he feel like, man, I should probably like step out of my lane. But nah, bro, you figured out what works for you and what people like from you on top of that. Because like I'll be sitting here and I'm like, man, I need to do some shit different, bro. And like 7 other people in the room are like, damn, I wish I could make a beat like that. So it's like, and we were just talking about this, like, bro, sometimes you're just like, you're your biggest enemy and you be so hard on yourself, bro. But I think a big factor in that is social media nowadays. Like you look at other people and what they're doing and you don't see their mistakes. Everybody's not.
So like you don't see, the back end of that. You don't know what they're doing behind those posts, like struggles and stuff. But no, that's a definite good one.
Yeah. You'll get like kind of like get on. Yeah. No, you good. You can move that closer to you too. Just make sure the mic's facing the bass. Yeah, you move it as close as you want to. I got to get you like Joe Rogan. That's how Joe Rogan be doing his guys. Can you like put your lips on the mic and then we can hear you perfect?
There we go.
I just don't want it to be a sound issue throughout the episode and shit. But yeah, all right. So let's jump into the photography. How did you get started doing photography?
Oh man, so photography definitely is my best way of like expressing myself. And how I first came across that love was through sneakers. Okay. To this day, I still love sneakers. Back then, like right after high school is when I started like collecting sneakers, and I wanted to take pictures of them because I knew I had nice shoes, and I was like, oh, what could I do to make this look cool? So I started taking pictures of my shoes on a cell phone.
What cell phone?
Shit. I think it was like, it was the phone. I think it was an Android phone. It like, the phone slid to the side and there was a keyboard. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah, it's like 27,000 different Android phones. So
dude,
it'd be hard for me to pinpoint.
I couldn't even remember, but
okay. So just a basic cell phone, like it wasn't like nothing crazy.
Phone. Yeah, I didn't have an iPhone yet, and I was just taking those pictures. And then shortly after that, I got into skateboarding. I always been into skateboarding, through just growing up around it, and as I got a little bit older, I started to take it serious. And in my friends group, we didn't have anyone that could film like video or anything. Right. So it's crazy. I started taking photography of shoes, and then I originally picked up a camera because I wanted to do skate videos. So I originally didn't even pick it up for photography, but that's where my initial start was cell phones and my shoes. Started making skate videos, and
was this on the cell phone too?
No. This is now I have a camera. My first camera was a Canon T2i.
Oh, a 2. Okay. Yeah. I jumped in the game at a 3.
Yeah. The 3 just came out, and the swivel screen was like, oh man, I wish I had that, because whenever I was filming skateboarding, I would have loved to have that screen.
Yep, so we were just talking about that screen. Yep, I've learned too. Like filming is so much easier when you can see from a different angle.
Different angles, yeah. So I became the filmer for like my friends and stuff, and then it got to a point where I kind of got burnt out making videos. I'm sure making videos takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah, if you want it to look fire,
there's a lot of editing. Like just getting the media off your card can sometimes take a long time.
Yeah,
so I kind of got burnt out from that, but I still wanted to capture stuff around me. Mm-hmm. So I had a setup for skate videos, like I had an 8mm fisheye, and then I just started taking photos with that.
Okay.
So in the beginning stages of my photography, I had a lot of like wide angle, big like pictures. You see everything.
Right.
And I guess a lot of people didn't really see that too much. You know, you would only see that in like skateboarding.
Right.
But I was taking pictures of downtown through a wide angle, taking pictures of my homies through a wide angle, and just started having like a lot of fun with it, like the whole photography aspect. Yeah. So I just started taking that serious. I found like, I feel like my own view, and it was always with like the wide angles. Yeah. So like to this day, like right now I have a 16mm. That's my favorite lens to just walk around and go take photos of because of that whole wide aspect. And it all goes back to where I started. Right. Skateboarding. Right.
With the fisheye.
Yeah.
Because you're able to see so much.
You get
on
to
the
see
one
so
lens.
much.
Yeah.
So I just, as time went on, I started throwing that in with like my style. So I've done all different types of photo shoots with a wide angle. I've shot weddings with wide angles, you know, and people loved it. So that was something I felt like once I found, that's what I wanted to stick with. Like that wide, just see everything that's going on.
Okay. So you think like that'll be your choice, like for a long time, that'll be your primary choice just because of how versatile you can get with the wide angle.
Like I have a portrait lens and I'll use that every now and then, but just like, I don't know, the way that the photo looks through a wide angle is more of what I see. Yeah. So that's just like what I like to go with.
Yeah. And it go back to kind of what we were saying, where it's not no right or wrong way. No. Like it's like you finding what you like. And I feel like one big thing with creatives is like you have to figure out what you like, not just going to please like what everybody else like. Let's say you're doing film and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a red camera. I'm gonna go drop 10 bands on a red camera. It's like, oh, okay, well, do you know how to use a regular DSLR? Like you just getting that isn't gonna work. But you can work on a lower budget and just learn how to use what you have and come out so much stronger. Like with photography, like if you don't understand aperture and stuff like that, like you might think you need a new lens and you just don't know. You just don't know what you're doing. If you're always shooting on auto, like you're not gonna figure it out. And listen, if you have a gig, don't be practicing on manual if you ain't never did it. Do that on your own time. Like you say you do weddings, but I know you do a lot of street photography on your own. Like, oh, let's mention this. I got a print. Got that baby right there. Yep. That's what's the name of this bridge? I just called it the Blue Bridge. The Main Street Bridge. Yeah. And it be right here. So he said this at the bottom, this is his phone. Yeah. He held his phone in front of his camera to get the reflection. I thought this was a car driving and this was the car hood. So that just shows you like you just got to work with what you got. Yeah. And you can come up with something crazy. You can come up with something crazy just by using something in a different manner.
I'll say one of my best friends in the beginning was YouTube. Like you can learn so much from YouTube, and then it's just all about going out and trial and error. Yeah. Like you can watch, but if you're not out there actually trying, then you're not going to get it. And the thing is, a lot of people feel like, oh, if I'm watching these videos, I'm copying this. No, you're learning. And then eventually you're going to become your own person once you learn that ins and outs of it. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, YouTube. Nowadays, YouTube is like they call it YouTube University. Yeah. It's not how it used to be, bro. About like 7 years ago, maybe even 8 years ago, whenever I'd be on there looking for tutorials, to get specific tutorials about like very narrowed down things, you can't find it. Now, bruh, you can type whatever you want to learn, bro, and you're going to find 30 videos on it, and they're all going to be pretty to the point they're going to get you there. Yeah. Bruh, I used to struggle, especially like FL Studio with music, like producing. I'm looking for things specific, like how to do it like this. And then Reddit too, bro. Like if you can't find it on YouTube, bro, type your question exactly how you're asking it. Exactly how you're asking it in Google and put Reddit at the end. Somebody else has had your problem and they've thought it the same way that you've thought, bro. So yeah. Definitely anytime you're trying to get better, Reddit and YouTube. YouTube for visuals and Reddit for personal like issues that you can't solve on YouTube. That's how I found it. We're in different field spaces, but it applies because it's the internet, bro. It's the same thing, bro. So like getting back to that, what do you prefer like gig wise? Like what do you prefer to do as a gig? Like an artist shoot, a studio shoot? Just like random.
Okay, so a lot of like I like doing behind the scenes a lot. I like being that person who you don't know who's there, and I can capture the moment at the purest form it can be, because you don't know I'm there. You're not no one's posing you, no one's telling you what to do. You're in your natural element, and I like capturing that, because you don't always see that in people with photos and photo shoots. You see a photo shoot of someone and they're just like, just posed up and stuff like that. Yeah. Even with my like recent client shoots or studio shoots, I've told my clients like, hey, just be you. Yeah. There is no wrong. I'm going to capture whatever it is you do, because at the end of the day, I want to show the people the real you. Yeah. So it all starts from like behind the scenes, but I've had a lot of fun doing music videos. Okay. Like photo shoots on music videos. Right. Because those, you show up to those sets and they always look so sick. Like they have a cool ass background, or there's lights everywhere, smoke, just random shit like that. And I love capturing those moments. But honestly, I just love taking photos, man. It don't matter where it's at. Okay. I'm not too much into the wedding stuff anymore. I've had my time. I've done that. I've shot weddings, been there, done that. It's good money. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. You're there for about 10 to 15 hours. This is your client's biggest day of their life, one of their biggest days. So it's like you have to be on point. And then there's just always how long is this going to take? When am I going to get my photos back? And it's like, you have to understand, I just took 2,000 photos. I have to go through 2,000 photos before I could start, So the whole wedding, like, unless it's like a homie, I'm not going to shoot a wedding. Yeah. And that's just real. Like, I respect, like, I know a lot of wedding photographers personally, and I respect and love their work. Me, it's just not me. Yeah. I've had my fun. I've done it, been there. I'm straight. Okay. Yeah. I can feel that, because like that's that's somebody, not just the bride and groom, but like their parents, their best friends. Like it's the only time that's going to happen for them. And if you mess that up, they're going to be mad. Then you're going to be mad because they're mad. It's like, well, what you want me to do? Like, we're past it now. And it's just so much versus like a scheduled shoot for somebody. Let's say Migo has a new drop and he wants you to take pictures of it. If things don't go right, y'all can just shoot another day. Yeah. Like, that's cool. But I definitely understand that. And it's also like there's moments. There's moments you have to catch. Like, okay, this is the walking down the aisle. This is the, oh damn, my memory card got full out of nowhere. And the bride's about to walk down the aisle. Yes. Like, so I could definitely understand that. And a lot of times, like you said, it's good money, bro, but it's a lot of work into it, bro. I knew somebody who used to shoot wedding. That's all she did. She loved it. It was perfect for her, bro. But like she seemed boring. Yeah. Like she like that. Like all she does is take pictures and sits down and edits them. Yeah, she doesn't live a fun lifestyle and stuff like that, and that's okay. Everybody isn't meant for that. But like I know from what I know about you, you like to have a good time, live life, eat good, and like do a bunch of stuff. Versus like, so everybody just has their place. Yeah, and then at the end of the day, you've done it. So if you ever needed to, let's say you needed a bag right quick, and the opportunity presented itself, it's like, okay, I don't want to do it, but I can do it. So you at least have the skill up under you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I think that's important to
like as a producer, something I can't do. Like if you come in front of me and want me to like play the keys for you, and so that ain't me. But my brother Detour self, that's his thing.
Yeah.
I used to be upset that I couldn't do that. But guess what? He sat down, he got on YouTube, he learned how to do it. And I haven't done that. So like I just stay where I am right now.
Yep.
And he can produce how I produce or how he produces. So he is now more versatile. Mm-hmm. But it's all just goes back to what we were saying, bro. You just got to go in and learn and figure out how to do something if you want to do it. Obviously, I haven't wanted to do it that bad because I haven't taken the time to sit down and learn.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd be very frustrated whenever I feel like I did the proper research. I'm following what they taught me, and it's not coming out how I think it should come out. And I just get upset and give up. And I'm willing to admit that. That's part of the like why I put the intro out, because I had been struggling with everything being perfect. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to Migo and shit, and I was just like, bruh, fuck it, bruh. I'm just gonna put it out, bro. And then that way people, I'm being held accountable. Like, you done started the intro. Okay, well, when you gonna drop an episode?
That was next.
Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, and I dropped the intro this week. Today's week. Yeah, I dropped the intro on my birthday on Tuesday, and then Saturday, and we're filming the first episode. Go Jags. Speaking of that, man, how you feel? Like I'm not the most educated. Are you in football? Like, do you?
Yeah, I try to keep up the best with football.
How do you feel about the matchup today? Like, team versus team.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Pretty sure my homies know this. I'm not a Jags fan.
I didn't know that.
I'm from Jacksonville. All right, don't get me wrong. I grew up watching the Broncos. So as a kid, I was like John Elway, Terrell Davis. So that's who I grew up watching.
Everybody like Elway.
I obviously am from Jacksonville, born and raised. I got mad love for the Jags. And
you kind of got to if you're here. You at least got to have love for them. You ain't got to be a fan, but you got to have love for the Jags.
Exactly. I mean, you know, the whole Duval energy. It's real.
That's all we got. That's what we got, bro. Even when we have more now, but when we didn't have nothing, that's all we had, bro. Jacksonville Jaguars. Whether we were trash or not, we loved them because it's what we motherfucking had.
Mm-hmm. So with this whole matchup, I'm hyped. I have some friends who are Chargers fans who obviously I don't want them to win. So it's fun to watch this, but I obviously I'm fully pulling for the Jags, and I know they got this, man. It's gonna be a lit night, that's for sure.
I just need, like I said, I ain't got the most education in football, but I just need Trevor to not play in the beginning how he played last week. I just need that. He was a little shaky. Once he shook it off, it was gone. Like, it was gone. It was like you wouldn't have even known he was shaky earlier. Mm-hmm. But I could understand, bro, that was the most packed game. And I think it's been like 10 plus years or something since the stadium's been as full as it was.
That was nuts.
So like, he's literally never, I think because even when Jaguars go play somewhere, nobody's too hyped about going to, like, oh, they're playing the Jags. Yeah. I can miss this game. Like, let's say they go to play the Ravens in Baltimore. Like, motherfuckers would be like, I got a family reunion. I can miss this game. Versus, like, if the Ravens come here, people here are like, oh, the Ravens are coming here. We're going to go to that game.
Go to that game.
And now it's like, now that we're winning, like, and playing good, it's not just winning, bro. They're actually playing good. It's like the support is even more jacked up. Because people will watch the game. People will go somewhere to watch it. But to go to the stadium, I don't know if y'all know, but it's kind of a hassle going to the stadium, bruh. Like, it's somewhat of a hassle. You need to go ahead and clear your day if you're going to the game.
Yeah, and if people who are going to the game tonight, I'm pretty sure they're already there.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock right now. The game starts at 8. Like, tailgating opened at 1. I'm going there after this. So
it's like I said,
it's not easy. It's not easy getting down there, bro. But anyways, go Jags. By the time y'all see this, the game will have already ended. So high hopes that we caught the dub. You know what I'm saying? It was always the Jags, and it always will be. So I did, as we're going through this journey, I'm trying to be a little more prepared. Would you consider yourself a hobbyist or a professional photographer?
Oh, man. I ask myself that a lot, to be honest. And I guess I'm like a professional hobbyist. I mean, because like,
that's perfect.
I love photography, you know, for what it is. You know, I love expressing myself through that art form. But I do like making money from it. Is it what I would like to do all the time? Sure, maybe. But I've tried the whole be strictly a photographer and chase just that. And honestly, dude, it's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, to be your own artist, like, you know, you're your own boss. It's not that easy, man. Like, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to work for myself. I got this. It's not just like, because now you don't have that steady income, you know.
Right. You
can book shoots and people can cancel shoots. So now what? Now you're not going to get your paid for the week. Now you got to, like, it's me. Like I said, I've been there, and maybe I just didn't push it enough, but I didn't enjoy it because now I'm chasing and doing photography for money.
Right.
I'm falling out of love with it. And now I'm just trying to produce what's going to get a bag. Yep. You know, and that takes away from my creativity.
Yeah, you're compromising your ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm at a point now, like the print. I love going out and taking what I want to take photos of, and then, you know, people hit me up for a print. That's kind of like my more professional side of it, is doing that. So that's what I meant when I said I'm like a professional hobbyist, because I still go out and do it as a hobby, but I'm still at the end a professional with it, because I'm still making moves with my hobby, you know? That's
where I was leaning at whenever I was like writing down this question. I was like, to me, I feel like he's a mixture of both, because you were chasing clients, right? Okay, you get your client and then you do the shoot, but now you're doing it opposite. You do the shoot, sell the print. Back end, no rush. You're getting to do it how you want to do it.
Exactly.
And that leads me to, especially with this one, like, how do you find spots? Like, what is your process? What is your process in finding locations? Is it like you already know these places in your mind, or do you sometimes you just be riding and be like, so I got to get a shot right here?
Yeah. My favorite thing to do is just drive around and just take photos out of my window. A lot of people don't know, like, if you see a lot of my city shots or like downtown buildings looking up, 9 times out of 10, I was driving. I held my camera out and I just took the photo and I kept it moving, you know?
You ever had to hold up traffic doing that?
Yeah.
Gotta get the shot.
Especially, so downtown, there's the monorail.
Okay, yeah.
There was one specific shot. I had everything lined up. I just had to wait for the monorail to roll through and be lined up perfect. And I'm just like playing with traffic because I'm looking at the lights and I'm like, all right, it should start coming. And then I'm just like, next thing you know, I hear the horn honking, and then here it comes. Here, monorail, click, 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 take off. Just like that, you know.
That's when you gotta put your emergency lights on and then step out the car right quick. Like,
So
something's going on, buddy. I'm sorry. You go around.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I just like just riding around and just sharing from that view. Yeah.
Okay. I used to always struggle, like, whenever I was doing photography and videography, like, finding locations. Like, I don't know why. I just don't have that vision.
See, okay.
Put me there and I can get going. But for some reason, finding, like, where should we shoot? What would be a good idea for this song? Because I always did music videos whenever I was filming.
I'm big on, as long as I could see a natural light hit that spot, that location is usable. Like, and living where I live, dude, the natural lighting in Riverside, Murray Hill is crazy. I can go on any corner and be like, I could do a photo shoot here.
Yeah.
I could do one here. I could do one here. I could do one here.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I find a lot of these spots driving around, or even when I'm out running, you know, I'll go for a run and I'm like, okay, I need to remember this spot, come back, bring a client here. And then,
So you just kind of got like a plethora of like locations in your head, and then kind of based off of what somebody comes to you with, you're like, ooh, this would.
For example, when Migo and I, when we link up and shoot, the day of, I'll text him and be like, yo, this is the location.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
Pull up. Next thing you know, we're parked in front of someone's house. And just randomly parked. Migo's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and next thing you know, we just did a full photo shoot in front of someone's house. But I like the way the lighting was. I like the way the background looked. And, you know, yeah, that's how I'll try to approach it. Like, people will hit me up with an idea, and I like to know, like, what they're trying to capture. So from that, it's like, okay, I can go bring them to this spot, or I could bring them to that spot. But yeah, I keep a lot of locations like in mind.
Okay.
And some locations I feel like I have to wait for that perfect person.
Yeah.
To like bring there and do a photo shoot with them.
The idea, when the right idea hits your head, you're like, oh, I can use this spot now.
Finally.
I can pull it out of my head. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's what's up. All right, everybody. We back. Had some technical difficulties we were trying to still sort out with the camera. Whenever I approach the 30-minute mark, it either overheats or it just stops filming. And instead of jumping into a new video, it just cuts off. But anyways, we're back. I don't remember exactly where we left off, so we're just going to completely switch it. So to me, Keoni, since I first met you, the first time, I didn't meet you this point, but Jig had a party in like an abandoned warehouse or something downtown.
Bruh.
And Gleet was giving out the beer. RP Gleet, Long Live Gleet, LLG.
LLG, man.
That's the first time I knew of you. You were taking pictures that night. So from that point, because, you know, I was a photographer then, so, like, you hadn't developed a style yet. Yep. You were just shooting. So I'm like, oh, okay. He like me. Like, we still learning this. We don't really have our thing yet. But from then to now, I would say you've almost, like, mastered your, like, style, like, the way in which you shoot. What do you think you need to work on, though?
So, first of all, I appreciate that compliment. One thing I'd say I need to work on is whenever I work with people, sometimes I struggle just speaking to them, like, because I have to memorize, like, a lot of times people I shoot with, they don't do this all the time, you know. So one thing I've struggled, like, but I've gotten better as I've, you know, done it more. It's just speaking and, like, letting someone know what I want to capture, you know, because I have, when I link up with someone, obviously I have an image in my head that I want to get, and I'm not going to get that or capture that unless I speak and, you know, talk to whoever I'm with.
Right.
So there's sometimes I'll get the nerves and I just won't talk, and it's weird.
Yeah.
But then as the flow starts going, I start to open up more, and then, you know, I start talking a little bit more. So I think that also just comes with, like, my personality sometimes. Like, I'm a shy person at first until I, like, open up. So sometimes that even portrays in my work, you know. I'll go out, I'll be shy for a little bit, and then once I open up and get past that barrier, then it's all fun, and that's when the real work and everything just starts flowing. So I'll think just being more vocal and, like, saying what I want to get done.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something I really need to just keep working on, because the whole capturing the photo, I think I have that part down.
Yeah.
Like,
you ever thought about taking, like, supplements or anything like that to kind of help with, like, your anxiety or, you know, whatever?
So I was for a little bit.
What were you taking?
I was actually taking an anxiety medication.
I'm not talking about prescription, though. I'm talking about, like, herbs, like supplements. Yeah.
That,
not
I've never
prescriptions.
looked into that, but that could be something I could.
Ashwagandha.
All right.
Get organic ashwagandha, and preferably if you get the pressed pills. I'll show them to you. I got ashwagandha. But the pressed pills is like they take the grinded up herb and press it into a pill.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like in a capsule. And because, like, me, I'm trying to figure out how to get all the stuff I'm taking without all the capsules, because it's just so many capsules. Like, I'm taking like 9 capsules, and, like, so most of the time I'll take them out and put them in water. Like, I just drink them. It works the same way. I would say the only thing maybe is, like, that capsule makes it down here, and then you actually absorb everything at the same time. Versus maybe if you're drinking the water, some of it gets kind of caught up and it takes a little while. That's just a high thought though. Like, I don't have any research to back that up. Do not hold me on that. But yeah, so like I definitely, for some reason, bro, like until I'm comfortable around somebody, I'm the same way, bro. Yeah. Like if I don't know you like that, bro, like one facial expression you make could make me back off, and like I'm like, all right, I ain't fucking with it. I don't know. You seem like you got an attitude, and like I've learned through like my girlfriend, bro. Like a lot of times I think something's wrong, and like she just got a stale face. Like she doesn't have a natural like smiling face. Like it's just stale. And like to me, it's always like, hey, what's up? Like I'm like, hey, I'm always smiling. Like what the hell? And through her, I've learned like everybody just ain't like that. So I feel like one thing is once you learn somebody of a certain personality trait, and then another personality trait, and then another one, it gets easier, at least what I've learned. Yeah. It gets easier to be in any room with people because you've seen that personality trait before. From like, I know a lot of people like who are from the streets, and when they're in like a brunch, like they
just looking around,
just checking their surroundings, because that's their natural environment. And it's like, before I would think that like way younger, long time ago, like I would think people like that, like I'm like, what's going on? Like something's going on right now. Like I'm looking like, and now it's like if I see someone, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what they're doing, because I do that myself now. Yep. Like I check the room all the time just because crazy shit be happening in the world.
That's for sure.
But yeah, all right. So we got to wrap this up again, with the technical difficulties. I got a little segment that I'm going to be trying out, and it's called 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to name something, and after that, you're going to answer that category after I count down. All right. So favorite local, not chain, no chains, not that could be locally owned, but like a local restaurant, favorite local restaurant. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Brew 5 points.
Why?
I guess I'm biased because I work there.
Okay. Tell me more.
But I love making the food there. It's fun. And I love making it for the people of like the town. Because like a lot of people who come in there, they're all, people who are trying to support local themselves, They're not at no chain restaurants. So to be able to cook breakfast and food for these people before they go start their day, like that shit's fun. So I feel like by default, that's why it's one of my favorites.
Okay. People's first time there. All right, say brew.
Okay.
All right, let's start there. Coffee. Overall, it doesn't have to be specifically coffee or a latte or whatever, just a drink. What do you recommend?
If you're not familiar, you could just walk in and just get a cold brew. And that shit,
straight cold brew.
It's gonna hit.
Okay,
yep.
Cold brew's the drink. Now food, one vegan option and one like normal option. Not to say y'all aren't normal, but you know what I mean.
So our tacos hit. I would say just pull up and get some OG tacos. That's just bacon, egg, avocado. Can't miss with that. Vegan options. We have vegan tacos, which are fire.
There you go. You can get the taco either way.
That, or we got this potato hash that, man, I'll be whipping that shit up. And that shit is gas.
Potato hash. Okay, so it's like kind of like home fries?
Kinda. Okay. We roast the potatoes, and then like I cook them in like chimichurri, and then every month we have a different hash. So right now we're doing 3 different types of squash for the hash that we put on top that we cook. Okay. Last month was broccolini. The month before, I can't remember. Might have been like mushrooms or something.
Little broccolini, or if you're shopping in the stores, broccolette. It's the same thing. I work at a grocery store, and people be walking up to me, "Where's the broccolini?" I see the broccolette. I'm like, that's the broccolini. Same thing with zucchini and Italian squash.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I know there's one thing we didn't talk about yet. My man's is sober off the alcohol. He just passed his year recently.
Yeah.
So when I say this could just be environment, because I know you still go to them. Favorite bar. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
The light just went out. Go ahead.
It was Neon Moon.
Okay, R.I.P. Neon Moon.
Until they come back, they don't sleep. They are just remodeling, rebuilding to bigger location. They will be back. But right now, I got a lot of homies that work at Birdie's, so shouts out to Birdie's. But
Birdie's lit.
Honestly, man, root down. Silent
Root
disco.
down. Oh, yeah. Okay,
You can find me at
yeah.
the silent disco. Even when I wasn't drinking, I'm still not drinking, by the way. I would pull up to silent disco with the homies, like just high as fuck, just vibing in there and have a good ass time.
Yeah.
Not even think about a drop of alcohol. Just be in there vibing. So
That's
I'd say I fuck with root down.
Do you fuck with the mocktails? You be drinking mocktails?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the supplements that could help you with what I was saying, like with your like your anxiety and stuff like that, or they probably use them in those mocktails. A lot of times they put ashwagandha, L-theanine, GABA. GABA is something that helps like your receptors. It like blocks stress. Okay. Like it'd be like, oh, what are we doing? Get the fuck out of here. Like that. So like a lot of times they put that like, cause I be looking at mocktails. I want to start getting into that cause I like to drink a lot, and I feel like it's at a point now where like a drink ain't enough. I need another one, and then if I'm still up, I'm gonna have another one. Like I'll buy a handle, and it's like I can drink as much as I want. It doesn't matter. And it's like I don't know, bro. Like I don't have the control over it like I used to. Yeah. Because I can handle more. Yeah. But it's hard for me to find that perfect spot now. It used to be like 2 drinks, I'm perfect. Now it's like 4 drinks, depending on what I'm drinking. It could be like, oh, I'm through. Yeah. Or it could be like, I could take another one. But that next one, one is going to kill me. And I think I found out you can only digest 1 ounce of liquor or alcohol. I think it's like, I don't know, 1 ounce of liquor, I want to say, per hour. So, like, if you take 4 shots in an hour, like, it's going to take 4 hours for those to go, and then you still drinking. I don't know. I think I seen that shit on TikTok, bro, so it don't matter. Hopefully this still recording. Yeah. This has been the forecast, the first episode. This is Keoni. Tap in with him. We're going to drop in the bio, or not in the bio, in the description. You'll have his Instagram. Follow him. Tap in for the photo shoots. Like the man said, he got spots in his head waiting. You might have that perfect idea for the secret spot that he ain't used yet. Y'all tap in, man. Duval.